Call of the Dead. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It's been 12 years to the day. It's actually kind of fucking insane it worked out like that. The beautiful summer of 2011. I can still taste the Mountain Dew. It feels like George is still chasing after me. Sometimes I swear he is.
We were both just tapped out.
Oh, I am inside a zombie. Oh god.
That's not out! Leave her! Rick Dobbin!
It's now May 3rd, halfway through Black Ops 1's lifespan, and already Zombies has some bangers. Ascension, 5, not you, and Dead Ops. But DLC 2 would be Treyarch's Mona Lisa. Just off concept alone, Call of the Dead had us hyped, and that only grew when they released an old school movie trailer showing us our new crew.
A story of 4 lone survivors.
We're playing as Sarah Michelle Gellar, Michael Rooker, Danny Trejo, and Robert Englund, fighting a zombie outbreak during the filming of their zombie movie.
For God's sakes, he missed me again! Oh, cut!
Among the undead, our first boss enemy, George Romero, the grandfather of zombies.
I'm the zombie granddaddy.
Daddy, chill.
What the
This might have been the most creative idea in zombies history, and when the map dropped, it did not disappoint. So let's boot up Call of the Dead. Just like in Ascension, Call of the Dead shows you its hand early.
Oh boy. Here we go.
The first thing you see is big boy George Romero rising from the water, using an electrified lightning pole as a weapon. It's honestly pretty cool, but George as a concept is pretty divisive among Zombies fans, so let's give him some context. Much like Shinonuma, Ascension was really easy to high round, and like Doris, the devs responded by adding difficulty in the next map.
God damn it.
In Doris, that difficulty is added through tight corridors, a few well-placed bugs like the Wonder Waffle glitch, and increasing the spawn count, but Call of the Dead had a more creative solution.
Let's try this another way.
Bro! Where did you come
As soon as
from?
we get up to 1, you're gonna have to buy a door.
God damn it.
Night of the Living Dead was your magnum opus? Really?
How are we so bad at this?
This dude literally follows you the entire game. He takes 250,000 damage to kill per player and can really throw the map into chaos. Now normally he's just walking around vibing, but if he hits someone or gets damaged, then he screams, slows down everyone's movement for a few seconds, and starts sprinting after you until you take him to water to cool him off.
Go!
He's meant to discourage camping, but honestly no matter how you play, George is always in the back of your mind.
I got yours on my mind, ain't nobody left behind.
And that's why he's so divisive, but I personally love George as a mechanic. He keeps you engaged and makes playing Call of the Dead feel unique, which is something Treyarch really hit their stride on around this time. It starts here, but for the next dozen or so maps, the devs would find new ways to challenge the player unique to each map. We'll get into some of those things later in the series. Some of them work, some of them break the game, but in Call of the Dead, George strikes the balance perfectly. And like I said, you can kill him, sort of. If you do, he'll stay away for a round and will drop a death machine or Wonder Waffle if you've ever finished the Easter egg. Then he'll be right back.
I'm back, bitches!
The high round strategy on this map is to just kill George over and over again. You can get all the perks that way plus the Wonder Waffles. It just takes forever, but you can always tell how close you are by looking at his lighting pole. The dimmer it is, the lower his health. Lots of people find George annoying, and I get it. I probably would too if Call of the Dead didn't have such a great layout. It's the biggest map so far, and there are lots of areas that are trainable, but none of them are too OP. And the main thing Call of the Dead does really well, it breaks the formula. It's got an insane amount of verticality, dead ends, and right from the start you've got to make some tough decisions. Go towards the lighthouse to get the sickle and build points, or to the ship to get power and jug early. For new players, this unconventional layout and the water everywhere slowing you down can make getting around feel like a chore. But a lot of that goes away once you learn the map. From zip lines to ice slides to a big ass drop and even a fucking flinger. There's plenty of fast travel in Call of the Dead, and finding creative shortcuts feels satisfying. And there's normally a lot to look at when you're traversing too. Maybe it's because I live in an actual desert, but snow maps are always just so pretty to me, and Call of the Dead is no exception. Something about the lighthouse and the boat just really works for this map. That, along with the actors and George, made this one of my favorite settings when I was a kid. And I think it's really telling just how excited everyone was to be a part of this project.
Kidding me? It's Call of Duty.
It's gonna be a part of history. It's
It's a great feeling, especially the fact that my character looks the best, you know? Pretty buffed up, so it's like, it's really cool.
I think for me, the chance to be a part of something that's forever is really incredible. I'm not sure who was more excited, my husband or my best friend's sons. It was kind of a toss-up. They actually threatened my life if I didn't do it.
But for as cool as all that is, the map has one glaring flaw. About half the time, you just can't see shit. There's an active blizzard going on, and fog just comes and goes throughout the match. When the fog's there, the map is definitely less appealing, but there is something to be said for the immersion it creates, and it doesn't get in the way of gameplay, which is where Call of the Dead really shines. The early game feels a lot like Ascension. Points are your main obstacle, and when you're efficient, it feels really satisfying to just slowly open up the map.
Hey, that's pretty good.
But the main difference between the two is it takes a lot more maneuvering to get your perks on Call of the Dead, and Pack-a-Punch is just immediately available once you turn on power. Then it moves around every few minutes with the lighthouse always pointing at it. The best way to play is normally just buying straight to the sickle, then chilling until you can afford to buy power and chug.
First one to make a joke about jugs gets a slap in the face.
But even then, you're going to feel pretty vulnerable until at least round 10. And once you get set up and start spinning the box, there are 2 new wonder weapons to spin for. The Scavenger, honestly, is just badass.
Jesus.
It's still a fan favorite 12 years later. It's an explosive sniper, which is just so fun to use.
Go, bro!
But for as cool as it is, it's worthless for high rounding because it stops working in the 40s. We also got the VR11, which is useless right from the jump. It turns zombies into humans, essentially working like a bullshit monkey bomb.
What the hell is even that?
People hate this gun, and that's sort of fair. It is terrible in solo, but it's also a great support weapon. The unupgraded version can be used as a monkey bomb, to calm George down, or to shoot your teammates, giving them a zombie blood effect where zombies just completely ignore them. But when Pack-a-Punched, it can be pretty powerful. Just one shot will send George away for a round, which is really the only consistent way to take a break from him. And now, shooting your friend will give them a zombie blood and an insta-kill. It can also create a massive explosion if you shoot the same zombie 3 times in a row. It's cool, but the reason people hate this gun, it's just really annoying to use in practice. Both of the weapons have a lot of character, but the problem is neither of them can kill for very long, and the map doesn't have any traps, so there's really no way to high round unless you do the Easter egg.
Die Wunderwaffe DG2.
Hey, you! Hey! I did vodka!
We went all around the world looking for it.
Literally right there.
Oh!
This is just Treyarch's second attempt at something like this, but y'all, it's just really fucking good. The reward is goated, and the story is compelling. But the main reason why it's so great, the steps just make sense.
All of this just works. It's not, I'm not kidding.
You've got to find a fuse, blow up generators, find vodka,
Got the bottle!
press F on radios, do some boat stuff, do foghorn stuff, then solve a number puzzle. After all that, you get to sacrifice some poor guy to the green light gods to get the golden rod. It's not too complicated, but it's engaging, and most of it you can really think through without a guide. Especially because when you knife this door, Richtofen gives you hints along the way. The only step I don't get how people figured out is the damn numbers in the lighthouse.
First one, and then it was 3, not the 6, 6, 2, 6, 2, 3, 5. Hey, I got it!
And unlike Ascension, the reward isn't total dog shit. You get a Wonder Waffle power drop, which is the only infinite damage weapon on the map. And sure, you can't keep it forever, but it's not timed like the death machine. You just have it until you run out of ammo, which can get you through a few rounds if you have good luck on drops. Plus, once you do finish the quest once, every time you kill George, he'll drop a Wonder Waffle instead of a death machine. For how high rounds focused the community was in 2011, the reward really created some excitement around the quest. Don't get me wrong, these weren't mainstream yet. A tiny percentage of players actually completed it, but once videos of the Wonder Waffle got out, people did start talking about the Easter egg. It's also our first quest with some real story implications. The main zombies crew is stuck in a closet on the map, and we have to find an item for them.
Brother in Christ, bring me the golden rod!
On its own, the story doesn't make very much sense, but it's also the first major step of Richtofen's grand plan, a line of Easter eggs that ends with us blowing up the Earth. But what really grabs my attention is Call of the Dead's secondary story. We're all here because George Romero got obsessed reading over Nazi documents about a Group 935 facility in Siberia.
I couldn't believe what I was reading. Element 115, necromancers, raising the dead, real creepy stuff.
Because of that, he wrote a movie based off the report of zombies, and filmed in the actual location. It's just another one of those details that Treyarch didn't need to flesh out, but they did anyway. The environmental storytelling is also pretty good. You can find those documents George was obsessed with at his desk, and learn about the story and radios around the map. Another really cool little detail, there's an Avenged Sevenfold poster, since they did the hidden song. Overall, Call of the Dead is an absolute masterpiece, but before we get to ratings, I want to shout out the team behind the Call of the Dead BO3 remaster. You might have noticed some of the footage was in the video. This thing dropped a few months ago. It's absolutely beautiful and adds some cool things while staying faithful to the OG.
The godfather of all zombies, George Romero. The tide will rise.
From the trailer, edited by Chromastone 10, to all the new side quests and the little details added, the team, led by Cop for that, just did a really great job. And its launch was a really fun time. It created excitement around a map we all loved. Obviously, I won't be factoring any of that into ratings, but it is just really cool to see people pour that much love and attention into a port. And I don't think it would have happened for a map that we didn't all love. That's one of the reasons it gets a 10 for reception. And between the characters, story, and quest advancements, it gets an 8 for innovation with 9s for replayability, casual gameplay, and setting. Overall, that's a 9 even, our second S tier map. Earlier in the series, I said it'd be fine if we disagreed on Kino, but I'll die on this hill. Call of the Dead is one of the best zombies maps ever made. It found a way to change nearly everything without completely breaking the game mode. But we're only halfway through Black Ops, and the map we'll look at next time pushes that innovation to the next level. Well, if you made it this far, I just want to say thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new here. We're doing this with every single zombie map, and I've got a Discord and a Twitter link down below, so come talk to me, let me know what you think about the map. One thing I was surprised about, I did a poll, and Sarah Michelle Gellar was the most hated character on Call of the Dead, which really surprised me because I've been known to literally restart the map until I get Sarah Michelle Gellar as my character. So, you know, I do get Danny Trejo winning, but Sarah Michelle Gellar losing was surprising to me. And for those of you that are following me, I meant to say this in my last video, but I'm changing the format a bit, one map at a time, just because the maps are getting a little deeper and I don't want to gloss over important details, and it makes it a little easier to just kind of focus on one. This video was like the same length as the Der Reese and Shino Numa one, and it was just one map, so doing 2 at a time, it would be really easy to leave details out. But other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.